What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back again with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's gonna be against Kiersti, a person I battle off my Discord server. So if you guys are interested in a Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle and trade Discord chat room and a place to hang out and find Wi-Fi battles and meet new people, definitely check out my Discord server. A link will be in the description. Now, me and Kiersti are having a never used battle today. She's picking a pretty cookie cutter looking team, honestly. Like, I see Steelix and Virizion like every single NU game. And Slowbro / Slow King is usually in like 2/3 of all NU teams. Like, I swear to God, like, you will see one of those three Pokemon in like every single NU game unless you're playing for fun. Now, I'm using a pretty fun team featuring both Clamperl and Octillery and Trick Room. I'm also using a Lone Executor to, set up the Trick Room, and I have Sneasel and Toxicroak for my speedy offensive Pokemon. I mean, Toxicroak's not really that speedy, but it can also benefit from Trick Room in case I'm facing a hyper offensive team. But if I am, I may as well just use Clamperl / Octillery. But anyway, I'm going to lead off with my Lone Executor, anticipating either Steelix or the Rotom, as I can frisk and scout the Rotom's moveset, and I see that it is Choice Scarf, so I'm like, damn, that's very good information to know turn 1. So leading off with Rotom wasn't my opponent's greatest idea, because now I know the Rotom is Choice Scarf, so I know there's no reason to be afraid of this thing. The worst it can do is Shadow Ball me, which will do like 40% maybe, so my opponent's going to bring in the Meloetta here, so I'm just going to click Giga Drain straight up, as it's going to do a decent chunk of damage and give me all of my health back. As the Meloetta, I'm not too sure what set he is. I don't know if he's like the Relic Song with the Fighting Z, or if he's like Calm Mind, or if he's like Choice Specs, but we see he's not a Z move or anything of the sort, so that's very nice. We see his leftovers, so I know he's either like Calm Mind or like, I don't really know. So my opponent's actually going to switch out, expecting me to go for Draco Meteor and bring in the Slow King. I mean, maybe she thought I'd double switch maybe, but I just clicked Draco Meteor because I'm trying to knock out that Meloetta. Meloetta can practically solo my team if I'm not careful, so I'm going to click Draco Meteor here. In comes Slow King, and it takes absolutely nothing. So it leads me to believe that the Slow King is definitely a Assault Vest, because, I mean, Stab Life Orb Draco Meteor from a Lone Executor, I feel like should do more than half to a regular Slow King, even with Spadef EVs. So yeah, my opponent actually ends up getting Dragon Tail because she anticipated my Trick Room, which was a very nice play on her part. As now I'm going to bring in my Junior here, my Clamperl, and it's a little bit unfortunate because Clamperl really can't dodge Slow King, but I'm just going to go for the Hidden Power Electric. I wanted Hidden Power Grass, but unfortunately I couldn't quite get it. I got Hidden Power Electric instead, so that means I can't hit Gastrodon or Quagsire like I wanted to, but breeding for Hidden Powers is really hard. So yeah, Clamperl's in here. Hidden Power Electric looks like a 2 KO, so I figured my opponent would want to preserve the Slow King, so I actually do decide to click the Stab Surf instead, because even if he stays in for some odd reason, or she stays in, I'm not going to die from Side Shock, and Surf's still going to be a 2 KO. So it was like a low risk, high reward, and I actually got rewarded for it because my opponent tried to pivot into the Hidden Power Electric, and it just didn't quite work for him. So now my opponent's going to bring back in the Meloetta, as I probably should have stayed and clicked Surf. I definitely should have, but she gets the free sub off. And now normally this wouldn't be a big deal because most Uxie carry U-Turn, but my Uxie, I got rid of U-Turn for both Rain Dance and Trick Room, so I kind of got rid of Thunder Wave and U-Turn for Rain Dance and Trick Room, which really backfires against me here, because if I did carry U-Turn, I could just break this Meloetta sub pretty safely, honestly, then bring in a Trick Room Sweeper and then just go from there. But since I don't have U-Turn because I'm very special, yeah, I'm in a pretty bad position at this point, and this Meloetta can prove to be a very big threat to my team if I don't play around it properly, as considering it's behind a sub, it's going to be pretty hard to deal with. So I actually decided to preserve my Uxie in case I Trick Room for later and bring in my Lone Executor, hoping that I could just take any one attack like Shadow Ball or something. But my opponent goes for Hyper Voice instead, and I'm hoping that a Lone Executor can at least live it, but unfortunately Meloetta has very high special attack, and it is Stab Hyper Voice, so down goes my Lone Executor, unfortunately, as the freaking Kesha is still chilling in here. I'm pretty sure Kesha's actually making new music now. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, she, after like that whole drama thing with like her producer raping her, I think, like, yeah, I mean, that was a fun story. That was a fun article that I read. I'm pretty sure the information may be incorrect, but either way, she's making music now, which is pretty cool. I used to listen to TikTok all the time when I was a kid, and I was like in 8th grade. That was my shit, like, or something like that. I don't even know. I actually don't even know the words of the song, which is actually bad, considering it was like a freaking 2007 hit or something like that. It was like one of the hit songs of the year, and I don't even know the words to it. But we're going to Surf and break Meloetta substitute. Meloetta is actually just going to substitute to stall out my Trick Room, which in all reality I thought was a very bad idea. I mean, I can understand why she's doing it, because her having a free substitute off when Trick Room is over would be very nice for her, but I have too many turns of Trick Room to do that with, and she was just better off killing me, so she would have a higher health bar, and then she can live other special attacks while the Trick Room is still being up, so I had to bring in Artillery because she would outspeed my Sneasel, and then she can kill me. I don't know, I feel like substituting was kind of like a bad play, but I can see why she did it, so I can't really like knock it. So down goes my Clamperl. Unfortunately, it was unable to do all the work that I wanted it to do, but we were able to knock out Rotom and chunk down the Slowking a little bit, so I guess that's something. We'll have to bring it back in a future battle. As now I'm going to bring in Jack here, my Sneasel, apparently the broken S rank god of the never used metagame, which in my opinion, it really doesn't deserve this title. Like honestly, Sneasel's like good. It's a really good anti-meta pick and never use for like Slowking Virizion teams that you see everywhere. But otherwise, it's really not that good. Like Steelix absolutely cockblocks me. I go for the Bandit knockoff because I know my opponent's gonna land them Stealth Cocks. The nice Hayden. Unfortunately, the Stealth Cocks will prove to be an annoyance to my Sneasel, especially since I have an even HP stat instead of an odd because I EV trained it wrong. My bad. It's level 16. I can't really see the stats at level 50. I like EV train my stuff and they're like, unless they need to evolve, they're usually like level 16 to 20 thanks to SOS battling, which is really funny. But I'm going to bring in Yuxi here, take the Heavy Slam, not take much damage from it, as now I'm actually going to set up the Rain Dance because I want to get this Rain up for my Octillery, because Octillery with Choice Specs in the Rain proves to be a pretty hard-hitting Pokemon, as now my opponent's actually going to reveal the Toxic. That's really good because that means she doesn't carry the Aurora, which means she can't cock block my Trick Room like she did with the Slowking, so I pretty much get a free Trick Room off here. I was kind of wary of my opponent carrying Roar, that's why I didn't click Trick Room first, but now I'm actually going to hard switch because I expected my opponent to want to go for Heavy Slam once again, or something like that. So bring in my Toxicroak here, as my opponent's going to click the Heavy Slam like I anticipated, and the reason why I didn't set up the Trick Room here is because I want to outspeed this Steelix with my Toxicroak. And now the Steelix should be forced out by the Toxicroak, I would hope, because she does carry a Quillfish. So I'm going to make a very aggressive double switch, bring my Octopops here, my Octillery, hoping to God that she brings in the freaking Quillfish. Thankfully, she does decide to double out and bring in Mrs. Puff, the Quillfish, so we're able to get that play correctly. We need to weaken this Mrs. Puff before we can do anything with the Sneasel, unfortunately. Like, the Sneasel Steelix are cock-blocking me really badly, and I need to get rid of them. So my opponent's actually going to lay up a layer of spikes here. I'm hoping that the Sneasel is not Focus Sash, but I'm going to go for the Water Spell anyway because it specs in the rain, and the Quillfish is going to just drop because freaking Artillery hits extremely hard, and I guess the Quillfish doesn't have much Spadef investment. So now my opponent's going to bring in Corey. I'm not too sure why the Virizion's named Corey, but it beats any sort of Marinara reference that my opponents have frequently been using on the Virizion. I don't know if it's intentional or a coincidence, but people keep naming their Virizion after Marinara references, and it's very immature. But yeah, my opponent's going to go for the Leaf Blade here onto my Toxicroak, and I'm pretty much forced to sack it off, as this Virizion is a really big threat to my team, like every single team I never used. Like, Virizion is like one of the strongest Pokemon. Like, if Virizion was S rank, that would make sense, but Sneasel, I don't know about that one. Like, I feel like, I haven't checked the viability rankings, they may have been updated in the past few days after Tyrantrum and Necrozma ban, but like, damn, I hope Sneasel's still not S rank, because it does not deserve S rank. A rank, I'll take it, but S rank, it does not deserve to be like, oh my god, broken Pokemon of the tier. I mean, like I said, it's a very good anti-meta pick because it beats like Virizion, Slowking, Godly Cores like that, and it's pretty speedy, but otherwise it's not that good. But here my opponent brings in the Steelix. I don't really know why. I think I'll go for Energy Ball, expecting to switch on the Slowking, as I'm able to snipe that thing down a little bit. I am Choice Specs. I get a nice Spadef drop, which really doesn't matter because it was a 2-hit KO. As because of the fact that I'm a quiet nature Octopops, I'm actually slower than the Slowking, which I wasn't anticipating because I don't think I have 0 speed IVs, as I bred this Octillery, so I don't think I have 0 speed IVs. I have probably have 3 or something like that, but it's not 0, so I'm surprised the Slowking actually outsped me. But now my opponent is going to bring in the Corey once again, and this thing is a huge threat to my team. I actually decided to preserve my Octillery because I can use the Trick Room later on and set that back up if my opponent allows me. So I'm going to bring in my Yuxi here, as my opponent's going to click a Leaf Blade, and it's going to almost knock out my Yuxi. She gets a crit. That does nothing, by the way. Holy crap. Yuxi's very bulky. As now, I should be able to be knocked out from the Leaf Blade at this range, so unfortunately, I was unable to reapply the Trick Room, and now the battle's looking pretty bad for me because I have to make some very aggressive doubles to win this game, and even if I do, Sneasel's going to die from another round of entry hazards, so the game's looking like it's over at this point. Virizion once again going to win my opponent the game, but she's going to have to preserve it, of course, bring in the Steelix on the Sneasel, which shouldn't be that difficult because Sneasel is not going to be able to touch Steelix really. I'm going to go for the Icicle Crash because I have to lock myself in this move to even have a chance of winning this game, as it's going to do nothing to the Steelix, so this game's pretty much over. I'm going to go for the Icicle Crash for some last ditch damage, just to hopefully, maybe get a crit or something and knock out the Steelix. But instead, we get a flinch. So this is the second battle in a row that I win a battle because of a flinch. And if I didn't get the flinch, I would have 100% lost this battle, definitely. Same as the battle before this one with Hyena. Like, I would have lost that battle as well if I didn't flinch Air Slash, and now I'm flinching Icicle Crash. Like, what the hell, dude? I did not deserve them in this game. Like, good game, man. You definitely deserve to win. I do apologize. I had to go off the win con. I had to go for Icicle Crash, even though, like, if I didn't go for Icicle Crash, I lost the game anyway, so I had to. And I got a flinch hack, so did I deserve to win this game? Nope. This battle goes to show that Pokemon is a very high skill cap game that takes a lot of skill to win, and you just need to be much better than your opponent to win any battle. But I hope you guys did enjoy this Wi-Fi battle. I definitely deserve to lose, but I won because apparently I'm just a legend or something and Icicle Crash is broken. If you guys did enjoy this Wi-Fi battle and want to support my YouTube channel, please be sure to leave a like on the video, as it's the best way to show your support towards this channel, and I really appreciate your guys' support lately, the likes and the comments. It keeps me inspired to make these daily uploads for you guys, and I don't know, I just love you guys so much. Anyways, the question of the day is going to be, which Pokemon in your opinion deserves to be banned from the never use metagame? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, it can be a very biased opinion, or it could be like in fact supporting your argument. Now, personally, I think that Virizion should definitely be looked at, because Virizion is without a doubt the best Z-move user in the freaking any metagame, and the best grass type in the any metagame, and it's just really hard to switch into with Continental Crush, and overall is really annoying to face. And considering the sheer amount of games I've faced against Virizion, it's absolutely absurd. And I'm not saying it's like, oh my god, so broken, please ban it. Like, that was Necrozma and Tyrantrum, but I think Virizion is just a little bit strong, and me seeing it like every battle definitely helps me back up the argument. But thank you guys so much for watching till the end. I'll check you guys in my next video. Alright, peace.